So, there's this concept we normally use at Vuuma. It's called levels of work. And the best way to describe this would be through a question. So, say I walked into your organization and I asked everybody a question. Do you know what you're supposed to be focused on today? You know, would they know? Would their answers match? That is the question. That is levels of work. So normally that's not what happens. However, frontline is supposed to be focusing on this shift, this machine, these resources supposed to be focused on now. And then middle management is supposed to be focused on the week, the month, what's the trend. Whereas senior management is supposed to be focused on the quarter, the year, the bigger picture, asking the real questions on are we focusing on what's right. However, that's not normally what happens, and that is levels of work.
Let me give you an example. I was working with a paper manufacturer that had a machine working at half its design capacity for about 3 years. 17 tons against a target of 34. 11 hours of downtime every single day, and everyone was busy. That's the thing. No one was just sitting around doing nothing. The effort was real, but nothing was changing. So we got into it. The problem was not the machine. It was the levels. The production manager was on the floor every day solving shift level problems that shouldn't have reached him. The shift supervisors were escalating everything because they didn't know what was theirs to own. And the plant leadership was reviewing numbers that were already a week old. Nobody was working at their level. So the whole system was stuck. Now, the obvious fix is to define the levels. Make it clear what each person owns, what gets escalated, and what decisions belong where. And we did that. But here's what most people miss. Defining the levels is only the half of it. The other half is trust. Because when a senior leader keeps stepping into decisions 2 levels below his roles, it's not usually because they're trying to micromanage. It's because they don't trust the system to deliver without them. The data is not there. The routines are not visible. They don't trust the system to deliver unless they are in the room. So we build that visibility. Daily routines on the floor that ensure issues were caught early. A weekly rhythm that gave each level the information it needed, and a feedback loops that ensure issues caught were not buried. And over time, something happened. The leader stepped back, the team stepped up, and the system started carrying the production. And that's levels of work. It's not just about who does what. It's also about building enough trust in the system that everybody does the work that they are there to do.